For the very first time, two of the grand establishment clubs of European football get to meet in this wonderful place. The timing after all these years might have been better for Arsenal, whose in different form hardly lends itself to this challenge. But form is temporary, and it is the permanent class of these clubs which lends this fixture substance. Class and history, the grandeur of the stage, the scale of the audience. The ground is vibrant, the sense of occasion intoxicating. It has never happened before. It is Real Madrid against Arsenal, and it is now very, very close. 5 Spaniards, of whom 2 Fabregas and Fidegen Reyes line up for Arsenal. More specifically, only Casillas and Guti are truly men of Madrid, and the sole Londoner here is David Beckham.
But if Arsenal's young defence can stand up, they do have some very quick counter-attackers. Ljungberg, Reyes, Kleb, and
they've won 7 out of 7 this year. But Henry has fed in Reyes here, who has a chance for Arsenal and is denied extremely well at full stretch by Casillas. The boy from Seville back home in Spain with the first opening of the night, an opening that fell. Passes, Robinho. Hurried up by Kleb, who was penalised. It was pretty acerbic only yesterday. The boy got tipped over.
A lightweight forward in actual fact, Robinho, but using his shoulder there to unbalance Touré, who did so well in the...
A really good tempo, as if the home side here. Reyes playing it in. Henry! 3 times they might have scored, 3 times in the first 10 minutes. Arsenal, 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 and this Thierry Henry.
That's a fabulous...
Henry onside, despite the upraised hands of centre-halves. Henry has nicked it through. Ljungberg is onside here and has been denied by a terrific recovery tackle from Roberto Carlos.
Well, once again, Arsenal getting in between defenders. Roberto Carlos did so well there to get back. It looked a great chance of a goal. Casillas did well.
Away from Zidane, away from Ramos, but not away from Roberto Carlos. And actually, Sergio Ramos has been penalised for a foul on this adventurous young full-back from the Ivory Coast. Let's nip down to the touchline, and Gabriel... They have to maximise this opportunity, because anyone who has seen Real Madrid play really since the turn of the year, when they have been... He's come back to Robinho, who has Zidane wide of him here. Zidane's cross, Beckham! It's the best Madrid have produced.
Well, there's the worst and the best of Zidane in a brief moment. Great ball across.
Reyes getting away from Cicinho, who had a bit of his ankle, did he?
Cicinho's certainly good going forward, no question, I'd say that. But defensively sometimes he's been caught in these first few minutes. That was a great pass. Freddie Ljungberg, he started the game well. And Reyes is certainly a threat on this left-hand side. No question about that.
This is your stage. Thierry Henry. Yard and a half, maybe more.
Well, we've seen him many times strike that.
And Ronaldo. Not really a threat. Sonder's got caught on it, and this is David Beckham! Lehmann did very well. And he dug out the Swiss centre-half, and he denied the England captain.
Yeah, Sonder's just dreaming there. Beckham was quickly onto it.
Nicked it wide for Cicinho, who has space here until Flamini got across heroically, but steer it behind.
There's a superb challenge. Crowd roared as though he caught Cicinho. Cicinho looks in dreadful pain there.
On it. And Kleb miskicks, and Robinho! Well fielded by Lehmann. Kleb alongside. Kleb on the search. Thierry Henry running at Ramos, and around him, and somehow finding the coordination, apart from anything else, as well as the strength to steer a ball right. Cicinho. Last 5 minutes of the half. Cicinho has gone over Fabregas, and the card's coming out here.
It was a block. Can recall a couple of other blocks in the game which have gone unpunished, but the Italian referee probably thought that was a little bit more premeditated. Henry just misjudging that pass into the 6-yard box. Once again, it was Ljungberg making the break, and haven't they done well on the break?
Last man to win the Champions League at this club. Here's Roberto Carlos. A bit of a speculator which only needed an inadvertent touch to become dangerous. Well done, Arsenal. So far, well done. A few before the tie gave you a prayer. A few might give you a prayer now and more. Arsenal might even be ahead. They're not, but they'll be proud of what they've done so far. At half-time in the Bernabeu, it is Real Madrid 0, Arsenal 0.
So Arsenal defying the odds at the moment. The doomsayers had written them out of this one. We'll hear what Ali and Andy think of their first half efforts right after the break.
The first stellar international club, and we have up-to-date news on him now. There's a slight tear of the hamstring. He expects to be out. The early prognosis here's Henry getting clear though. It's Thierry Henry! He scored! He scored for Arsenal in the Bernabeu! No more, no less than they merit. Arsenal have been the thrusting force of this tie. Thierry Henry, the Gunner Galactico. It is Real Madrid 0, Arsenal 1.
Well, we were just talking about the shield in front of the back four. Henry's resisted the challenges, he's gone through, he's reversed the ball back brilliantly.
Clear of Guti, in for Ljungberg. Ljungberg!
Lovely pass by Kleb.
Robinho. Lovely take, lovely feet, and he got away the shot which flashed across in front of Ronaldo. There was no touch forthcoming. And there's the man they want to see.
Forward more, there's more space for Arsenal to break into, provided they've got the same ambition.
Carlos presented it to Fabregas. Fabregas for Thierry Henry. Angles tight, too tight. Too tight.
But that was interesting because when the ball was played to Henry,
with a swagger. This young Arsenal team, so handicapped by absentees, playing with a swagger with Ronaldo. Tipped over by a retreating Guti. Lovely ball for Ronaldo, who spun over. Referee was very close, he gave nothing. Henry has cushioned it wide. Kleb couldn't keep it in. Beckham. In Ljungberg. Just wanted to get up ahead of steam.
He likes to foul that, Cicinho.
He's got to be very, very careful.
But could it be the year that they crave for? Champions League win.
So Carlos clung onto here by Alexander Kleb. He's got his free kick. Beckham with in whip, and the header, of course, from Raul.
Lehmann wasn't happy there, you know. Arsenal held the line and two defenders went.
Three of them, and he wants to keep going here, Jose Antonio Reyes. And ultimately he was fairly roughly upended by Mejia. Mejia is trying to wrestle him off the pitch, Reyes having writhed back onto it. It really is none of the centre-half's business. Let the referee oversee this. Casillas has run 55 yards to become involved. Hit by Ramos, it's a glorious pass, nicely taken by Beckham. Lehmann got legs on it and clearly did nothing untoward, and once more has the presence of mind to turn and gather.
Once again he's run off Flamini. Flamini's just got to make sure he stays goal side, covers his centre-back.
In Eindhoven. And here is Fabregas, and Diaby is onside here. That was his first touch. And it was snuffed out by Casillas. Without whom, very, very strong. Diaby threw in a foot and has yielded a free kick.
Roberto Carlos will go across. He's had no success with a couple of other free kicks. Will he be able to swing an effective one in from the right-hand side?
Beckham. Raul with a flash, Ronaldo going in. And that ought to be Arsenal's winning moment.
There's a great ball in by Beckham, there's no question about that. Arsenal just caught short there a little bit. A couple of midfield players on the edge of the box who should have been tracking back.
95 minutes up, the final whistle. A simply staggering result for Arsenal. They have made history tonight by becoming the first English club ever to beat Real Madrid on their own stately patch. In the Bernabeu, it finishes courtesy of captain Thierry Henry. Real Madrid 0, really, Arsenal 1.